So, just in case the end cut off, I'm gonna let them know what happened and why Bianca suddenly disappeared.
She
It's
left.
because she got eaten by
She-
Post Malone.
She died.
Obviously. Welcome back to another episode of the Tiny Mic Sessions. I'm Marie-Jeanne Paquet, and the Tiny Mic Sessions are a new series that I'm starting where I move a little bit all around Montreal to interview musicians, venue owners, teachers, etc., to get to know them a little bit better. I also have a bunch of stuff that I wanted to ask you, actually. I have even 5 questions.
Even 5.
Yes. The first one, we already kind of started talking about it earlier when Yzabo was there, but I want to know how playing with a band and a band formation at your latest shows versus your solo act that you used to do previously has changed / informed your music and your playing. Well, you mentioned that your next album is going to be like a little mixy mix. So what happened?
What happened? What happened?
What made you want to go to a band formation?
I mean, band just felt like the next step. I mean, you can only go so far as a solo artist in a way. I feel like once you have like the basis and or traction as a solo artist, like it's easy enough to do big solo shows, but like I don't have that audience yet. And so like I want to be as versatile as I can be, and there's also only so much emotion that I can jam pack into my solo set. And at some point, I feel like to express myself the way I needed to be expressed, I needed to add other people to help me with that. So, you know, like there's just something special that having the drums and the bass and guitar and everything really can add to my music to like help me express it the way I want it to be expressed. So,
So how did that go? Did you like? I mean, you picked a bunch of wonderful musicians. I know most of them personally. They're all amazing. But did you guys get together and they like listened to your songs and then kind of came up on the spot with stuff, or did you bring in arrangements? How does that work? Like,
I mean, it's my first time creating a group of people who are playing music. So it's like, I mean, a band, but I feel like I didn't create the band. I feel like it sort of happened. Dan and Ellie bassist, Dan drums, for those of you who don't know. They both separately, I knew them both separately, but Ellie had talked to me a couple years ago, actually, and he was like, hey, if ever you're looking for a bassist, let me know. I like your music. I like your style. And I was like, oh, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. You're super cool and very talented. And so I think like almost 3 years ago, I tried to start a band, and it was him, and I asked him for a drummer recommendation, and he was like, of course, my guy, Daniel Nash. And so I said, okay, cool. The 3 of us and my ex, we all got together to make music. It just it wasn't the right time. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have any music that was going on. I was just like, okay, never mind. And it sort of fell flat. But this time around, I had a bigger group of guys, and we were all playing my released music.
Yeah.
So I said, this is my music. These are the songs I want to play. Let's play them. And it was great, but it wasn't exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I didn't feel, I don't know, I just feel like I approached it the wrong way.
What does that mean?
What's the wrong way? It wasn't the wrong way. I mean, it brought me to exactly where I am right now, which feels appropriate. But I just feel like if I did it, sorry, it would. It's fine. Everything's fine. If I were to do it again, I think I would have done it off the bat with a smaller group, and then like growing the group as we go with what we need. So I had a bigger group of all these wonderful, amusing musicians, and I just was like, we're just starting. Like the shows I was getting weren't paying that much, and so I felt like it wasn't quite fair to be having like, such a large group to paying all these people.
Was it like what, like a 7-piece?
We were 6.
Yeah, 6.
I think we were 6.
Yeah,
if my math.
That's a lot of people already.
And then I pared it down to myself, Ellie, and Dan, just the 3 of us. I was playing guitar.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, great. And so we started playing a lot of my unreleased music. And I was like, I just got really excited about some songs. And I was like, hey, guys, do you want to hear this song? And so we were just like rehearsing in this little room. And I was like, here's my song. And they both just started playing. And then I was like, yeah, that's exactly it. And then we played it a couple more times. And I was like,
crazy.
Ellie, I don't like that particular bit. And he was like, I totally get your vision. And then he played the perfect thing. And then Dan did the same thing. I was like, I'm thinking sort of like a... And he was like, okay, perfect. And he did exactly what I wanted. And I was like, I'm so bad at expressing myself, but I feel like they really understood. And that was really important for me in like knowing that those were the people I wanted in my band.
Yes. So crucial to get people that you trust.
Yeah, well, they just kind of read my mind and
That's
also
awesome.
bring a lot of things to the table that I didn't realize I wanted in the songs.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. But in the sense of arranging my music also, Is this me?
Sorry, that's my mommy.
Hi, Mom.
She's texting me. Let me mute the... Sorry, Mom. I love you.
Hi, Mom.
Love you, Mom. Okay. We're gonna message her after. My brother got an internship, which is great. So I'm gonna call him after this. Good job, bro.
Good job.
Yep.
Good job, brother.
Yep. He's got it.
Proud of you, brother.
So they read your mind, and then you started.
That's how it all happened. I just looked at them and I went, okay, great, amazing, song time.
They went, I downloaded it all. I got it. It's in my brain.
Downloaded.
Then they started just playing it.
But when it comes to, I feel like really sealing all the music together and like the vibe and like just making it the final product, my partner comes in and he's the one who produced my latest EP and will be producing my album as well. So he listens to the music as like an ear outside of the musicians.
Yeah.
And he'll sit in on a lot of rehearsals and be like, okay, actually, can we have this? Can we hear this here? Can we have a stop here? Can you all stop at this moment? Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And like a lot of those little aspects that really tighten up the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that he's like such a crucial part in having the band because like as much as I have my vision, I'm playing guitar and I'm singing and I'm really in the moment and I'm focusing on what I'm doing. And so like I don't hear the band from the audience. It's like I'll never have that experience.
That's true.
I'll never be in the audience during the show. So it's like having someone who knows exactly what I want as an audience member is really important. And I feel like that's a big part of having the band.
It's like I guess a tad of artistic direction.
Yeah, we call him the MD.
Oh.
Musical director.
Very nice, very nice. MD and producer.
Yeah.
It's a great person to have on your team for sure.
He is my whole team. Pretty much. I mean, I have definitely a lot of other people on my team, but like personally and musically, he is my team.
Yeah.
Very much
That's so clutch. Shout
we
out.
got together before we started making music together, so don't.
You know.
I promise.
I was gonna ask you as well. Okay. Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Speaking of team. Oh, what?
Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely did. I was also gonna ask you. Speaking of teams, how do you manage being an independent artist, and like how do you choose what you do and don't do, because there's so much to be done that you could do 24/7 something, I guess.
Yes.
To work on your brand or the promotion or the whatever,
anything,
the recording or whatever. How do you pick what's important to get done and what's gonna not get done and it's okay?
Oh man, I mean, I don't think I have like a hierarchy of priority or what, like I don't have like a list of things that I'd rather do because of whatever. I feel like I just do what I feel like I can do in that moment. Because I feel like to anyone, each job I have to do is equally important. Like if you talk to a booker and you're like, what's the most important thing you do as an independent artist? They're like, oh, booking. And it's like you talk to a manager and they're like, manage your stuff. And so you talk to a social media director and they're like, oh, you have to focus on social media. So it's like, I don't even know what the most important thing is. I feel like the most important thing is just like do what you can and do it the best you can. So like for me, certain days I'm like, okay, I'm really like social media brain. So I'm like, okay, today I'm going to focus on social media. I'm going to like make a bunch of TikToks, as much as I hate making TikToks. I'm just like, I'm just going to do TikToks and do that today because I can, because I have the energy for it. And like yesterday I sat down and I think I applied to like 40 festivals, and I like just emailed festivals, like cold emailing, all this, because I was like,
Yeah.
I have the bandwidth for that today. But like tomorrow, that sounds like the worst thing ever. Like I don't want to do that at all. Like
Yeah.
tomorrow I'm probably going to listen to some demos and like arrange my album and like just think about how things are going to go there, or respond to people, respond to DMs, stuff like that. So it's really like whatever I feel like in the day, because it's all equally important, I think, unless you're talking about like songwriting. Obviously
Well, yeah.
that takes priority. If I feel like I want to write a song, I'm gonna be like,
Chuck
sorry,
everything else out
you're
the
waiting
window.
for an email. No, you're not. No, you are not. I am writing a song.
No. Ask me tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm like, why else am I doing any of this if not to prioritize making the music? So
No, that's true. Everything else is kind of like icing.
yeah, it's like, all right,
You gotta do it.
I can't send you an email if I have no songs.
That's true.
It's like,
What are you
what's the
gonna write
point?
the email
Yeah.
about?
I'd be like, I have nothing.
I have
Do you want to listen to my
an email. You want to listen to my email? I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'd say the priority goes to what I can do in the day.
Yeah.
But like, I have such a short bandwidth for a lot of things in life. Like currently my partner's folding, I think like 5 loads of laundry because I did them all.
Yep.
Because I love doing laundry. I hate folding laundry. So I'm like,
That's why y'all make a good team. He folds.
that's it. And he just texted me. He's like, I can't pick you up. I'm folding all your laundry. And I was like, that's fine.
That's adorable.
I'll walk 5 minutes
That's
if you fold all my laundry.
Yeah, that's a good reason to not.
Like, that's totally fine.
No. I've like following up on that. Basically, I want to talk about your brand because like you're talking about making content and like promoting your stuff yourself and all of that. That's something that not a lot of people know how to do well.
I don't.
I think you do. Well,
I
at least from my outside perspective, I think what you have is very coherent.
Oh.
And like it just all, to me at least, clicks together. Like, you know, the image of Avery Jane has that very specific look to it, in my opinion.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Were there
for validating.
any? Well, yeah. No, well, that's something that I definitely aspire to for my stuff. Was there like a concept, like an idea that you had, or was it just like, I feel like putting this beautiful ponytail in my hair, and then it stayed for like a year?
Oh my gosh.
Or like, I don't know, like the videos, it all works together. Like, what's
It's just me.
It's just you.
It's just me.
But there's so many different aspects of you. How do you
Yeah.
think?
I mean, I think that's it. It's just like, I have so many facets of me, but it's like, what do I want to show? I think I really took the time to think about, if someone only saw one piece of information about me on the internet, what do I want it to be? Like, what do I want it to look like?
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to be recognizable? Do I want, like, I think in my life, I think of best case scenario and worst case scenario at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to my brand and like who I am on the internet, who I am out in the world during my shows, just walking around in the world, I'm like, I would like people to see me and be like, she could be an artist.
Yes. Okay.
And I mean, a lot of the time I'm just in sweatpants with like just nothing, and I'm like, don't look at me. But so I'm like, it's fine.
No, but when
people
you
don't.
put on
but
the
like
Avery
when
Jane...
I walk into my artist persona, I want people to be like, oh, you make music that makes a lot of sense to me. Mm-hmm. And I want it to feel like me, though. Because I was like, I just feel so uncomfortable wearing things and like showing myself in a way that doesn't feel like me.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of my brand has just come from comfort. And
that's perfect. Yeah,
what I feel like I can sustainably do.
Exactly.
Like a big part of that is what I can upkeep. Like the ponytail thing is like, I don't know, it just makes sense. It's easy. It's like,
it looks good.
It's super, I can play.
Yeah, true.
It's not in my face. I'm like, everything's out of my face. I can play, I can focus. And it takes me like very little time to do that, which is nice. I don't have to stress about it. And having that also is really easy before a show. It's like, oh no, how am I going to do my hair? What am I going to wear? I'm like, I'm going to wear the boots. I'm going to wear the ponytail.
And that's it.
Problem solved. Everything else can just come after that.
That's it.
But I also have a lot of Pinterest boards.
Oh, yeah?
I think Pinterest boards have been my best friend in music
No
Like,
way. For
all
like
of my
for
releases
the
have their own Pinterest board. I have Pinterest board for my live show outfits. I have a Pinterest board for my general brand. I made a mood
no
board.
way.
Like, I worked with a social media manager as well.
Mhm.
We had a consultation. She made a whole plan for me. She's super amazing and awesome and a good friend. But she's like, you need to have a visual representation of just your social media. And I was like,
Oh.
okay, cool. So that's another Pinterest board.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So
Sweet.
just being able to see what I want, and then like if ever I'm debating between two things for my
You're
image,
like, does it fit on the Pinterest board?
and then I'm just like, oh, I'll just pull up the Pinterest board, and then I'm like, I kind of hold it out, and I'm like, no, it doesn't make any sense. I'll choose that one.
Because it fits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something that makes sense.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna literally go do that as homework
If you don't
today.
have a Pinterest, you gotta get a Pinterest.
I do have a Pinterest, but I use it for like crochet patterns.
I mean, I have like a gluten-free cakes Pinterest board, and then the next one is like single release number 4 brand representation.
That's awesome. I like that. I'm gonna again talk to you about Kind to You. Because it's again, as I was scurrying around the internet looking at your stuff, it did like really well on streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Like it did awesome. And that's great because I love it, but it's also great because it means you did something that really worked. Is there anything about that song that you feel like was special, or was it just like another single and it just happened like that, or what do you attribute the working to?
I mean, I got on a couple great playlists. I will say that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And out of all my songs, it's the one that got on quite a few great playlists. And like, in the spirit of transparency, I'm like, I'll just tell you exactly like why I got all the streaming numbers on that one. And I mean, like, I'm super lucky and I'm happy that it was good for those playlists. And so I'm like, that's great. I think it just reached the right people at the right time so that it got to these places that had more reach than I had. So that's why I feel like that one exponentially looks better statistically.
I mean, the rest of the stuff is just as good.
Thank you.
Just like,
but yeah, no, but that one too. I think also it's like very musically accessible. I think there's something about it with that one. I mean, I think all my songs are relatively special in the moment. For me, that one, it's funny, I didn't expect it to do as well.
oh,
I'm happy it did though, because it's a funny one because it's not about like, it's not like a love story.
I know, that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, I was happy to write something not about like love and heartbreak and all that. It really like was a challenge to myself because I was talking to Rodolphe, or Koyo Salaprod, my producer and wonderful partner, and he's like, yeah, like the most of the EP that we released is about love, and it's about like heartbreak or this, and I have one song about self-love and like debating my self-worth and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, I would like to write something about something a little bit more mundane actually. And I just kind of came back from a shift at a bar, and I was like, wow, men that I don't know or like or care about. That's funny. What a funny topic that we don't hear any songs about.
That's true. I think that's the only song that I know.
Yeah, and I was
about
like,
that
oh,
topic.
F it. I'm gonna write a song about it. So I just sat down. I don't know, that one sort of like poured out of me. I wrote the first verse and chorus, and I posted on my Instagram. And I got a bunch of people sharing it, and just like, I don't know, a lot of friends that I barely ever talked to were like, yo, I really like this one. And there was something about that I was like, okay, I have to finish this song.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then I finished it, and I was like, okay, cool, we'll record it. And then we recorded it, and it was very easy.
Yeah.
Which was nice, because sometimes there's certain songs that are like not easy to finish.
And
like Potential,
like you
on
write
my
a set of
EP.
lyrics and you're like, no.
Yeah, Potential on my EP Hey You, that was so difficult.
It's a good one though.
Thank you. I'm very proud of where it ended up, but oh my god, what
Oh,
a
yeah.
nightmare to record. We re-recorded it
What?
like 1,000 times. The whole concept changed like so many times. I wrote this bridge that was just the worst bridge I've ever heard in my life. And like we had it in there, and we're always like, we would come to the bridge and we were like, ugh, what's wrong with this song? So we cut out the bridge completely.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sometimes
but
you gotta
Kind to
do
You was
that.
easy. It just was like, it happened. And I was like, great. And we put it out and it worked. And I was like, okay. I think it taught me a lot about just like taking it easy.
Yeah.
And like letting the music speak for itself and then sort of following where it goes, unless it was potential. That one took us in weird ways, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you in the sense that like sometimes it's really just fucking around. That's how you get somewhere.
Fuck around and find out.
And find out, yeah. And then you find out, and then you get like some form of either a learning experience from it, or you get nice, pleasant success from it. But
nice, pleasant
like,
success.
Yeah, who knows? From random men at the bar, kind of asking random questions.
Random questions. Yeah, it's funny. I'm like, I really didn't expect that one to get the most numbers, and like consistently. It hit 40K today. I'm like happy with that.
I know. I saw that today and I was like, good on you, girl.
Thank you. My mom really texts me every time it hits like a nice round number mark. She's always like, oh, 10K. And she's like, oh, 15K.
That's awesome.
I'm like, thanks, Mom.
But like, I didn't notice. Like one of your like, best supporters?
Oh, yeah. My parents are my number one fans. 100%.
That's awesome.
Like, they're the reason I'm able to do what I can do. Like, as a kid, if I didn't finish my homework, I'd be like, I didn't finish my homework. And they would be like, oh no. And then I'd be like, but I wrote a song. And they were like, okay, well then that's fine.
Oh my God. Okay, here's my last question. I want to talk about the Backpack Song 2003.
Finally, someone's talking about it.
Yes, of course. I scrolled all the way down. I went and I clicked on discography.
Discography.
And then I went
clicked on discography.
I need a teacup as well. Their discography. And I went all the way down and I was like, why is it 2003? I don't know. I went chronologically in the album. That was smooth.
What? Oh yeah, I don't want you to hear me swallow. You definitely heard me swallow like 1,000 times. But
I'll cut them out.
That one,
every single swallow will be cut out. Oh God. I didn't even hear that, but I bet it was bad. I went all the way down to the bottom of your discography, and then I got to the end of Honey Ginger. I heard that one all the way here.
You didn't, just for you.
Okay.
Just for you. A good esophagus. Honey, lemon, ginger.
Yes, there you go. Okay, yes, you're right. And then I click on it, and it's Baby You. And it was adorable, first of all. How did you get your hands on that? Did your parents just like have it ready for you to like have?
My dad's a musician. Mm-hmm. He plays bass. He's been in a lot of bands all throughout my childhood and is still playing music in Victoria. But I was 4 years old, I believe, 3 or 4. And he was recording something at home. So he had like a little setup, just like a little mic and a sound card, had everything going into the computer, the 2003 huge PC computer.
Yep.
And I don't know, I was just always around when he was doing everything. He's a very creative person. And I think I was just hanging out and I was like, oh, I wrote a song. And like, I mean, sure. I was 3, so my memory's blurry. I don't really know exactly what happened.
Fair enough.
Because I was 4 or 3 or 4. I don't even know. But it was 2003, and I don't know. I was like, I'm gonna sing you my song, and he was like, okay, you bet. And then he recorded it.
Just raw vocals.
And so he recorded it, and I just went off. I just sang that whole song, and then it became sort of this family gem. Like so both my parents know this song like back to front.
We would
listen to it all the time. Like I can sing it by memory. Like I think it's great. But yeah, no, my whole life we've just been like referencing it and singing it and all this stuff. And then when I released my first project, I was just like, I just knew I had to put it on there. Yeah. It just felt like this was the first song I ever recorded. I feel like it has to be released on my first ever like full project.
Yeah.
And so I asked my dad, I was like, do you have it? And he was like, of course I have it. And so he sent it to me.
I think that's the best story I've ever heard for a song. I was so intrigued. I was like, did they?
He got the producer credit on all the things too.
Oh my God.
I guess like, my dad's officially a producer, everyone.
He set up the microphone.
Oh, he did it. He did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's so funny. I was like, I sent it to the mastering engineer, Francis de Doom, and I was like, And we were like, and then this last one is the baby. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, it's the last.
I forget who mastered this one. No, Artyom sent it to his friend. It wasn't Francis. He did my other stuff. I'm so sorry. Can you cut this out? Cut this out. I'm a bad person.
No. It's been long enough. When did that come out? 2020?
2022. It's only been 2 years.
Oh, well.
I'm not excused.
I was really trying to get you off the hook there, but...
It's fine. I've been hooked. Like the old-fashioned like stage hooks. Pull me off stage.
From the curtain back there. That was my last question that I wanted to ask you. I also wanted to ask you if you wanted to plug anything while we're here. We got plugs.
Plug.
We can plug anything you like. You have a show coming out.
When is this coming out?
I don't know, but before the 23rd.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm quick.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm not.
Plot twist, it comes out like a month later.
Yeah, it's like comes out in 2025. I'm like, I have a show on November 23rd. And everyone's like,
yeah, sure.
2025?
Yeah, good point.
Well, I have a show on November 23rd, 2024.
Yes.
I'm playing at Le Ministère for Impo Montréal. I'm playing with housewife band
Flora?
La Force,
La
Ballsy, and Housewife. Those
Yeah,
are the
that's
other
it. Yeah,
bands that are on the bill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing around 9:30. You should come for the whole show. It's free. All you have to do is RSVP online. There's a link on my website, which is averyjane.ca.
There you go.
Not averyjane.com because that's a porn website.
Are you serious?
I believe so.
Oh, great.
Or it's like the official Avery Jane, the fmachine.com or whatever.
Great.
There is a porn star.
That also has your name?
With my name.
Great.
Avery Jane.
That's okay, because one day you will Post Malone her out of existence.
Someday we're going to do a collab.
Oh my
collab
God.
album. It's just going to be me singing over the sound of
just
sex.
Moaning.
Just slaps.
The whole drum sample is just
butts.
Yeah. Oh.
Butts and dick slaps. It's going to be great. And then they're going to be like butter, we melt into the couch.
You do a whole re-release of your first EP, but with dick sounds.
It's called Hey You.
That's a crazy way to end an interview.